At over 1,200 kilometers in length, the St. Lawrence River in Quebec is the venue of one of the toughest river races in the world, the Quebec Ice Canoe Race.
I'm Eric Boudreau. I'm 39 years old. I've been doing ice canoe for the past 15 years.
Only the boldest will risk the near 1 kilometer crossing that separates the cities of Quebec and Lévis.
St. Lawrence is a huge river that starts way inside North America. The river is never completely frozen. It's a pretty wide river, and we've got a tide.
The Mohawks call the St. Lawrence Kaniya-Tarawanaha, meaning the Great Waterway.
Ice canoe was pretty much invented right here. Some people live on islands near from here, and it was the only way to go to the islands during the time before the ice was hard enough to walk over the river. That tradition became a race about 60 years ago. It's a sport where you get really high-level athletes. You got some athletes that made Olympics that are now ice canoers, rugby players, mountain bikers, and now it's really a big event. It's the only place in the world where you'll see ice canoers because you need these conditions. You need that broken ice, that tide, that current.
More than 10 years ago, Eric Boudreau founded his own ice canoe team. Ever since, the former Olympic rafting contender has been one of the top athletes of this grueling sport.
Waxing day. We're preparing the boat for tomorrow's race, and so we took a look on the internet on the weather, how cold it's going to be. We know it's going to be around -2. We know there's going to be a bit of new snow, and it's going to be a lot of humidity. We always use high fluor wax. That means it's expensive wax. And we take a big care of being sure to use the right one, because you'll see that pushing the boat and sliding is a major aspect in the ice canoeing. So the shoes we use for our team are basically winter mountain bike shoes that we insert some studs into them. And before each race, what we do, we just really get them edgy. Be sure that we grab in the ice easily. Like our shoes, we need some studs everywhere, so we're able to paddle on the ice, because sometimes the ice is too thin to walk on it, but there's still some ice, so we have to continue oaring on that ice, and this little stud here is the key answer to that ice.
One day before the race, Eric and his team meet in Quebec Harbor. The time coincides with when the race will begin the following day, so the condition of the ice should be identical. Each team has to cross the St. Lawrence River 4 times, a total race distance of nearly 4 kilometers.
So looking at the condition today at the tide, we're trying to evaluate what kind of course we want to take tomorrow, because if you have a look at the current, it's pretty big current.
The St. Lawrence River's current poses a huge challenge for the ice canoe drivers. Depending on the tide, the stream can flow at over 15 kilometers per hour.
So tomorrow we'll have to decide how far we're going to go up rowing to then attack the ice to be sure to arrive right on the spot we've got to touch in the race.
Formerly an engineer on drilling platform and solar energy sites, Eric dedicates all of his spare time to both his sport and his family.
I prefer getting dressed really early and just get my mind off. One more thing is done before the race, and it's the best way not to forget anything. This stuff, well, it's basically my kid's old pads in his room that he gave me one. He sponsored me for one of the pads. Yeah, everything's in there. Ready to go. There's a teammate.
3 hours prior to the race, Eric and his teammates reached the starting point in Quebec Harbor. They start from the 3rd position against 40 other teams, including 15 strong competitors in the pro class.
This is where we get the canoes down at the starting line. And it's also the checkpoint. Well, they take a look if we have all our security equipment, the good weight. I think our preparation is pretty good for this race. It's going to be a question of having the right strength to conquer that current that's pretty hard today. Because it's fresh snow, it's sticky snow, it's going to be really slow conditions. And, well, it's only once on the river that we'll see if we're sliding good.
1, 2, let's live!
The race starts. Now it will show whether Eric and his team have prepared well. Eric's team decides on paddling against the current in order to prevent being drifted too far. But this current is not to be underestimated. Right in front of the marker buoy, disaster strikes. Tony loses balance and nearly goes overboard. The crew has to help him, and struggling to control their canoe, the boat threatens to slip under the ferry. Together they manage to free the canoe and get back on track. But this unwanted maneuver has cost them vital race seconds.
The work we were doing on the ice was not that good for us. The boat was like glue on the ice, on the fresh snow. I think we were thinking more about pushing as hard as we can instead of just dancing across the river.
Pushing hard on the sheet of ice, the team struggles against the fierce current. Eric's team drifts off course, and now everyone has to row at their best in order to cross the finish line. Despite their fight with the St. Lawrence River, Eric and his team finish 7th.
Pushing hard without being as a team all the time, and that we made a lot of mistakes that we could prevent. And we're getting more experience. Next time we'll do better. That's it.